Good afternoon. It's a meeting of the Comprehensive Plan Review Committee. We're going to open at 4:04. Is that it, Joe?
Correct. Yep.
4:04 p.m. Call to order. We're sitting. We've got Wendy, Cindy, and myself. 3 out of the 5 members, which last time I did math constitutes a quorum. And I don't think anything we have on the menu tonight is any conflict of interest.
No.
So any adjustments to the agenda?
None.
Mr. Town Manager, none. And I have none. So old business. Survey, have we got idea how we're doing on responses? I don't have access to that.
When I checked earlier, we had 59 responses. So after the
Not
select
bad.
board meeting, it went from, 12, 13 down to almost 60.
Yeah, I posted it on.
Wendy
social-
posted a few, I saw that there.
The Chamber of Commerce was nice enough to
Yep,
post
I
it.
saw that too. It was great.
I think we need to just do one more push.
Mhm.
On
So
social
when-
media and just try to encourage people.
I forced my husband to do it.
I think you have to force your husband to do it.
Yeah, unless I put it in front of us.
That's right. I'm like, hit the button.
Yeah. So I think, 59 is not a lot, it's okay. I mean, if you think about, we have 500 people on a good day vote.
Mhm.
So that's not too bad. Should we consider Mark's suggestion at the select board meeting of mailing? Do we have money for that?
My thought on that, it's less about the money and more about what are you gonna get in return. I think.
Well, no, that's my concern too, but I kind of also, he's pushing pretty hard for it. And I do see his point that there are a lot of our elderly folks in town that aren't gonna pick it up. I just know it costs usually $750 or $1,000 by the zip code.
Right.
And then my stomach's just gonna turn when I walk in there and see a whole flood of them piled on top of the blue bin. So, but it
So-
might make sense to do it.
Can I would like to answer that this way. When the committee decides which format you're gonna go for your meetings, whether it's 1 or 2, once that decision has been made, Tracy and I actually already created the QR code. We have that sheet that will be posted in all the prominent normal locations. And on the sheet, I believe it says, and if it doesn't, we'll put it on there, that paper copies are available at these locations. I actually think Tracy has permission from some of the places to put paper copies.
Mhm. I see.
So if they're not there already, they will be, and that's a way for folks that.
Do we have a bin that we can put them in there so people wanna fill them out? I was just thinking, if we did that at Looney Bin and Lakeside, that people might, Quasic Grocery, people might fill them out and then stick them in the box.
We'll do some here at the front counter too. I think that will help, should help to some degree with folks.
All right, well, let's try that. I mean, to me, ultimately, if we could get 100 responses, I think we're doing pretty good.
And I agree with you. I've thought about this. I think if you can get to 100 or 120, you're at almost 10% of the population, which is a pretty good sample.
That's a really good
It's
sample
a
for
pretty
a
good
survey.
sample.
Yeah, I mean, nobody likes to do
4%
surveys.
that respond to a survey.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have given away an iPad or $100 or something. I don't know.
Save that for later. if
Yeah.
needed. But-
My recommendation is to do those methods I just discussed. And here's the thing, if you get to the end of this month and you say, we don't really have samples as we want, we can reevaluate and say, all right, now let's send it out a different way.
Can you run a report of what we have so far, so we at least know?
I don't know if I can see it, but I don't know if I can migrate that out. It seems to be pretty good.
It should be able to kick out to an Excel spreadsheet when
It's
we're done,
possible. I
right?
don't know if I've ever done that while it was
Okay.
live.
We did one time for a similar survey for a comp plan update. The town went out and bought a couple of gift certificates at local restaurants and said there'll be 5 surveys chosen at random for $25 gift certificates.
Or it could be chamber box.
Yeah, or whatever, right?
Right. So, yeah, we won't go.
I mean, I don't know, to incentivize it
Yeah,
sometimes.
I see what you mean, yeah.
So I know originally, let's talk about this for a minute if we can, Mr. Chairman. I know originally the committee was thinking that you would find value in having the survey back for the meeting on the 31st.
Right.
is there any harm in running it an extra?
No, I think we can still run it, but I wanna pull what I
But
wanna
I think
pick a
that-
date to pull what we have.
Yeah, and it may be a reminder or incentive enough to get more responses, you know, especially if we do have.
Well, if folks
severe-
go to the meeting and that's where they find out about the survey, in the next
Exactly.
week or two.
There could be a pile there for them to.
Why don't
collect
we
and fill out.
why don't you find a way, Joe, if there's a way to download from the Survey Monkey?
And then we can, yeah.
We can take a snapshot and pull the first responses on the 24th, so we at least
Yeah.
have an initial thing. And then let's I just don't think, if we're doing that, then I think, and Donna, please chime in, is that I think we shouldn't really release any results of the survey if we're still gonna leave the survey open. Cause I think that kind of leads it to the point where people go, oh geez, well, I didn't like that result, I better rally a bunch of people to go and try to switch it another
Yeah.
way. So I think, you laugh, but this town's done crazier things. That I think that maybe, we maybe release it, maybe hold off on the results. I guess to me, if we could just know at the night of the event, then that we know how many surveys we have so far. And let's continue it after. I don't think it hurts us unless Donna thinks there's some of the survey that's gonna predicate. And I don't have a problem if you want to, I don't know if anybody else on the board would, I'd have no problem if it's blindly released what we have so far to Donna, so Donna can help shape what's gonna happen with the visioning thing, without all the results kind of out there. I don't want them out to the public, I guess, until
Yeah,
we
it
close the survey.
could be like a false positive, but the initial, data,
Yeah.
Right,
I
well, that's
mean,
what I'm
we don't
concerned
know.
about, yeah,
Yeah.
so. But if we said originally we're gonna cut it off on the 24th. So, but are those timestamped, those entries?
Yes.
Ah. So in reality,
Yes,
we could cut it off on the 24th. And then we could rerun a survey after and then see what people say after the event.
I think.
That might give us, after we've had this discussion, people may change their mind or do something.
I think, I think it's worth getting the initial results. This is a new way of getting information for,
Yeah.
a comp plan update, all right? So the 2012 comp plan was an update from the 1993, it's like, this is something new.
Yeah.
And I think people need to understand the value of
Yeah, all right,
participating in
well,
this.
let's pull a snapshot on the 24th and then let's close the survey. And then let's we may decide based on the results from that, we wanna tweak it again, then reopen it again and, or reopen a different
You
version.
might have new questions that
Right.
have bubbled up after the meeting.
Is anyone opposed to that? I mean, Donna, what do you think? Close the survey, do a new one?
I think if you want, I would leave the survey as it is. Have a couple of laptops available at the meeting. I mean, you want to have as few paper copies as possible.
Right,
And have some laptops available at the meeting on the 31st, so that people can just sit there, have it right open to the Survey Monkey, let people, if they haven't done it already, let them do it. I wouldn't release preliminary results to the committee. I wouldn't release them to the community yet.
so someone could get, if they really want to dig in, they could do a Freedom of Information Act, but we're not gonna just publish them publicly.
Right, yeah.
Okay, I like that, Donna, that's a good suggestion. And then you don't think we should tweak the survey based on what happens on the 31st?
No, not this survey. If something else needs to be done, we do it, but
Right.
it'll just confuse people if there's another
Okay.
survey.
That's true.
So what I'd like to do, unless anyone's opposed, is we'll pass over the planned task list for now and go to discussing the visioning meeting.
There were review minutes, approved minutes.
Yeah, we can do that.
Before,
Do you wanna do that before?
it was on the agenda.
Yeah, I
prior.
skipped over it, okay. Any questions, concerns, comments? Can I hear your motion?
So a motion to approve minutes from previous meeting?
Have a second? Okay, anyone have any issues with what was in the minutes? Okay, all in favor? Okay, all right, back to 6, visioning meeting outline update. So Donna, talk me through, you said you'd rather just do one meeting?
Well, I get what you're saying about the breaking out into groups. And when we switched over to the poll, using this online polling, we got rid of groups. And when we get rid of groups, we can do it all at the same time. And you could either Zoom in or you could be there in person. And so I think that, that means like I would have someone just there to keep an eye on the Zoom meeting, because you want to make sure if people have their hand raised or if there's questions or something that they're getting answers. But that if we did it all at once, it would just seem more inclusive rather than we're having two different meetings. With that, we can go either way. I did prepare a few slides for you, and I should have said, make sure you have your cell phone with you, but I just assumed everyone would have that.
We do.
We do.
So we can try the polling thing.
Yeah, so the one, I'm using the free version right now, and if you've ever used the free version rather than the paid version, this is going to be a little clunky. It's not going to flow, but it will give you an opportunity to see how things work.
Okay, so
So,
what do we do?
yeah, so, Joe, can I share the screen? It looks like,
Yep.
all right, let me just. Okay, so can you see this? Can you see where it says,
One word, what is your favorite thing about Rangeley?
yes, what I need you to do is go above that. Can you see where it says pollev.com? I need you to type that into your search bar.
What's it called?
I can't
You
even.
can't see it?
I'll
Can you
read it
just
out
spell it
loud.
out? P-O-L-L.
Let's try this. Okay,
POLL, capital E, lowercase v, .com, / Donna Larson, LARSON, Kane, KANE 114.
Will we have
Right,
something
now-
simpler the night of it?
yes. With the paid version, I could call it Rangeley, I could call it
Yeah.
Vision, much simpler. Free version, you're stuck with this.
Okay, I just did it. Whole EV. Evelyn Victor.
Yeah.
Okay, I found it. All right, so with the paid version, we're gonna do that event. You'll have it like Rangeley Vision or something.
Yeah.
Now, what do
simple.
we do with the people? That's a good question. I mean, we have people show up that don't have a phone. There are some,
Do you think you'll have a lot of that?
I hope not.
I think what we would need to do, so I will have someone else who will be running this part of the meeting.
Okay,
And so I think if we had folks that didn't have a phone, we could just ask them to maybe go to a corner of the room or something like that and have some paper copies available where they can just, I mean, I can have it all written out and then we just have to enter it manually. And
Donna, you're
so,
coming in person for the 31st?
oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yes, I will be there. I will have someone who will just be doing the polling if we go with that. And if Zoom is going to be there, I will have someone managing the Zoom side.
All right, well, let's try this software and then let's go back and talk about the meeting formats.
Okay,
So
okay.
let's try a couple things here so we can see how it works.
All right. So here we go. Can you see it in one word? What is your favorite thing about Rangeley?
I don't see it. I've got where it says waiting for your presentation to
Yeah.
begin.
That's what I have
That's
too.
what I have to.
Okay, but can you see up on the screen? It has
We
it
can.
Yes.
Yeah.
up on the screen. Can you, it says one word and you're not, okay, wait a minute. I have it. I'm in two. So as someone else, let me,
Yeah, I think you gotta switch back to who you are.
okay. So Oops. Okay.
Oh, okay. It just
Okay,
populated with a question now, Donna.
Yeah.
it did, okay,
Yes.
all right. All right, so type something in.
Let me refresh the screen. There we go.
Oh, okay, so. So if you're gonna use two words, I should have given this to you, but if you're gonna use two words, you need to hyphenate them.
Okay,
So they fit on the one thing.
Right, so if you had
Chris-
hyphenated,
I didn't put that. It wasn't me.
oh, you didn't, okay.
That was not me. That was Joe being the smart ass.
it was Chris Farmer's, but I put in.
So now, you know, what
I
would
did a
happen?
hyphenated one, so that one comes up, community focused. Got it.
Yeah, so if,
Oh, we
Like,
were
if-
talking about it once.
And you can delete your other one. That's cool. You can delete your ones down below. Do you see how that works?
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that.
yeah. So let's say that, you know, you have 40 people in the room and 20 of them put the word lake in. The word lake is gonna be much bigger. So,
Right, so I'm gonna try that right now, like Cindy or Wendy put small town vibe, so I'm gonna try to put that
yeah,
and see if that makes it bigger.
Yes,
There you go.
Yeah, that's cool.
Interesting,
That's cool.
it is.
So if you're really good with your fingers, then you could just keep doing it over and over until your thing's the biggest thing.
now I would probably, I didn't put that limit on for you today, but I think we would. You
Limit
know,
one response, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. We can do that with each one. Some of them, you want them to tell you as many things as possible, but with something like this,
Mm.
you know, so I was thinking that these word clouds, you know, that we would start off with the, you know, what's Rangeley's greatest strength? What's its weakness? What's its, you know, threat? What's its opportunity, you know, like do that. And
Yeah, that's great, Donna. We're just teasing each other. So I think,
okay,
so that works great. So it's based on, does it have a different formats too? Like if you wanted to graph it, like is it just words as the option, or do you have different
No.
settings where you can show it in a graph, like how many responses?
okay, so now we're gonna switch over to name this meeting. So I want you to, you know, like, what do we call this? Is this, you know, charting Rangeley's future? Is it? So you should have that up on your screen. Oh, did I?
No, I just have in a one word Rangeley thing.
All right, so this is the clunky part. When with the paid version, this is all just gonna flow right through.
No,
like
that's
all-
fine. I'm glad you just, I assume that you have to pay each event you do it with. Is that why?
Probably, yeah.
Well, there's different ways that you can do, oh geez,
You buy
there's
the
different
software.
ways. There's different
Oh.
ways that you can do it.
Well, Donna, that's fine. I think we can stop because you've done proof of concept. That's all I wanted to understand. How it
Okay.
works. So everybody will go to that screen and then they will input.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that maybe you set it with 2 responses. So that way, if like a husband and wife are sitting together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
They could each put a response in.
That's a good idea.
We're gonna say, we'll just say, look, honor system, guys, if you're by yourself, boom, or if you're with a spouse who's not cell phone savvy, then you can enter 2 responses, one for them, one for you.
Or if you have a neighbor that doesn't have their phone.
Exactly, exactly.
I think it'll work great, so let's try that, and then also if somebody comes without a phone and one of us is there, we can sit with them and enter.
Yeah,
their
that's not a
responses.
problem.
right.
Right,
Can admins put in more than 2? So what if people aren't comfortable? That's the thing. But if there are people that don't have their phones, can they announce it? And then we put it into the phone for them? Probably not, huh?
Yeah, no, we could do that.
For shy people, probably.
Oh, you mean if someone so we would just have like a blank phone without,
Yeah.
yeah,
Donna, is there one you can set that has like one phone that has unlimited responses? Cause then those who don't bring a phone could write it on a slip of paper and bring it up front and we could interrupt. I don't know, it's just gonna slow it down and get clunky.
Probably.
I like the 2 responses,
Yeah,
buddy up with somebody and you can put them in.
exactly.
Alright,
Yeah,
that's, so
and
so
we
you
can have
okay, will you
Kate-
set it to 2?
What's that?
So you'll set everyone that there can be 2 responses, so we can do that.
for the buddies.
Well, yeah, I mean, we'll go through this beforehand, but there's a lot of different options. So, you can give them, you can do multiple choice, pick all that apply, open-ended, just tell us what you think. There will be some yes, no. It'll be mixed up with different types of questions so that people don't get bored.
Alright, and we'll
These-
see those questions prior.
Absolutely.
So when we meet on the 20, when are we meeting again? 24th, we said?
Okay, for the-
And the instructions should be on, if we're gonna hand out an agenda or have a handout for these folks. For latecomers, there should be instructions on how to access POEV, so.
We'll do that with the QR code and then the website link.
Okay,
And if you can make it simple, make it just, I would just do polev.com/Rangeley. Or
yeah, that,
TRIC, make it simple, cause the people that come in late or whatever, if they're not computer savvy, then the last thing I wanna do is upset the flow
exactly, that's my.
of the
right,
meeting.
right.
And I'd like to keep, so we're gonna have brief introductions. Objectives you're gonna go over. I'm gonna introduce people, so we're gonna have town perspectives.
Yeah, so what do you think about that? Should I close out this, poll EV? Are we done with that?
Yes.
Yeah, we are,
Okay.
sorry, I thought I said that.
Yeah, no, you did. I'm just checking. So. Yeah, like you don't want to have, I don't want to spend too much time on this. I want people responding and reacting as opposed to listening. But I think we need to set the stage.
Yeah.
So I would go with real estate, tourism, and the state of the town.
Mhm.
Yeah, forestry doesn't need,
I don't think so either.
but I don't even, I guess, who are we gonna have speak on those?
Well, I had some ideas, I was
All right,
just waiting
who
to
are you-
make sure that we,
Yeah, okay, who are you thinking?
well, I was thinking Jamie Eastlack for real estate.
Yeah, if he's willing to, yeah,
I haven't asked him yet, and I was thinking, Victoria Hospitality, Travis, reach out to him,
who?
Travis.
Travis for tourism?
Yeah. Hospitality.
Um,
I'm open to suggestions, and they also could panel it, be a panel, it could be 2 people giving a 5-minute conversation too.
yeah, Travis might not be bad now that he's president of the chamber too, but, I don't know how much he can speak towards the outdoor recreation versus like Amanda La Liberty or somebody else who's
Yeah, I
kind
was
of
thinking
tracking
someone
it.
from the Heritage Trust.
Or
Yeah,
the
man.
Heritage Museum too, yeah.
Well, she's newbie, she's only been here a year,
She's been here a year though.
it's not that long compared to figuring out trends and what's going on, it's
Yeah.
been last year, you need somebody who's been through 8 or 10 winters, know what we're doing one year. In my opinion.
What about someone from the snowmobile club? Or Saddleback, even though that's not in Rangeley.
Saddleback, I say.
Yeah. I'd say no as well.
Is anyone opposed to Amanda? She's got a pretty good pulse on it. She's been involved with the dark sky stuff, she's been working on the other alternative recreations, I guess.
She's been involved with the trust for a number of years.
Yeah, she does all their social media stuff,
Yeah.
follows up there. I think Travis can be an okay church if he wants to do it, I'm not sure he will.
Joey Morton as well.
Ray doesn't like to speak though.
No, he doesn't, but Cheryl might be okay with it.
Don't forget about Aquasic too. you know, Bald Mountain camps, maybe tourism.
So
I guess
if-
I'm trying to understand, Donna, what's really the point of the speakers?
I'm thinking 5, quite frankly, I think the most important one is real estate. And it's to talk about what's happening, you know, who's coming to Rangeley, because I think you've probably had some changes. And who's coming in and what are they running into in terms of price, you know, what are the barriers to getting in? Or are people buying year round? Are they buying seasonal? Where are they coming from? I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I think that
How does that play into this, I guess is what I'm trying to understand. We're trying to ask people questions and vision. Is
right.
it- You're expecting these little 5 or 10 minute conversations there to
Gives
what,
you- it
spur
gives you
questions?
data points for things that we would be covering in the comp plan. You know, and I just had a thought too, Donna, like tourism, hospitality and outdoor recreation are all economic drivers. What if we had someone from that board in town? You know, there's an economic development board in town.
See,
right?
that makes more sense to me.
Okay,
I mean, Michelle doesn't make sense to me because she runs one of the museums that's out there. You know, if we got, what if we got
Kelly,
Kate,
Kate,
because then you cover the
Williamson.
aquatic that way.
that would be a great one. She's a great speaker too.
Yeah, what if we got Kate to come in and speak, and we got Jamie? Does that sound like a reasonable compromise? That-
Because it's the economy,
Yeah,
really, you know?
all right. I just did a big economic forum like a month ago with the bank, and we had Amanda Rector, and then I got Jonathan to come, and then Aaron Bolster spoke, it was very good. He understands the whole region. So if Jamie can't do it, Aaron's an excellent second choice. Because Aaron's was president of Maine Association of Realtors, and he's got all that data, and he did a really good job for me on one I did in Farmington, which is all Western Maine.
I think that we wanna make sure that their comments were pointed, so if there are, yeah, not just to give them, okay, can you just tell us, speak to 5 minutes about real estate, I think.
No, I think what you wanna speak to about is
Trending.
what's the customer look like in Rangeley in 2023 and before versus what it was 10 years ago.
And market predictions too.
Yeah, market predictions,
Well, we all know that.
Because
in the near future.
Till interest rates drop, it's fairly slow. So good. So is
because
that,
that's a lot about what you're planning for, you know, and so you need to know what's happening. So I think, absolutely no more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And maybe even 5 minutes is a little too much.
well, Kate and Jamie, I would think would both be coming to this anyways. I would hope. So, okay.
Yeah,
So, all right, so that works. We got Kate, Jamie, Aaron as a backup, Kate, and then who from Kate's committee could speak as a backup?
Shelley's
Isn't
on
there-
it.
Sorry.
Shelley's on it.
Shelley,
Isn't there a Lori?
No, Laura Reynolds.
Laura.
Laura
Laura's
Reynolds
on
would
it.
be a good backup.
Yeah.
Laura speaks well.
Yeah, she does.
Yeah, so why don't you see if Kate can do it? If Kate can't, then let's go to Laura or Shelley. The only reason I was thinking Laura or Kate is because they're both in the Aquasic. I mean, Laura's technically in Rangeley
She's
Plantation.
a resident of Rangeley Plantation, yeah.
Yeah.
And that,
And Shelley, I love Shelley, but that's like getting me to talk for 5 minutes. It'll be tough. Shelley talks as much as all right, so does that make sense?
Makes sense.
So we covered what you need there, Donna?
yeah. And Joe, you're gonna take care of talking to them?
I will absolutely do that.
Yeah, we'll let
Okay, thank you.
Joe pick them.
Yeah,
All right, and then the visioning, we just talked about the login thing. These are the
Yeah.
open questions, those are all logical.
do we need a snow date?
Well, I mean, the only question, let's back up and talk about, are we doing 1 meeting or 2?
Yeah.
The only reason I wanted to do breakout sessions really was that we needed 2 meetings, I really kind of want people to be in the moment with it.
Mhm.
Personally, I would rather be shot than to do a hybrid meeting. Cause I think it's so hard to do, there's always some idiot who doesn't know how to shut off their microphone. I dealt with that last night at school board, and I just about lost my mind.
Mhm.
I was waiting for Kenny Haley to walk in without a shirt or something, Amber's, so it's crazy. So it doesn't, it's distracting, it's hard to do that. We do have a great screen there at the school, it's the size of this one here. It's a large television, it's high quality, so it does work.
Can you mute all if you're hosting?
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, but people do stupid things, I'm telling you, there's always this crazy stuff, but I'm fine, if you guys wanna do it. I'm fine if we do 1 meeting instead of 2, you guys know I'm not a big fan of meetings, so. If you wanna do it all one shot and then we leave February 1st as the snow day, then we're covered,
I think we should, I think it should be 1 meeting.
okay.
I think it should be 1 meeting, but I think farther on down the line, as we get this general, like, overarching information, to pull in some stakeholders or just people that are generally from the population that are interested in, say, real estate or interested in.
And we'll do those here.
Yeah, and just have more of a focus group type of situation, you know, to drill down a little bit.
Well, that's what they did at for the last comprehensive plan.
Right.
is, You know, so we need that specific input, right?
Yeah,
Wendy?
so why don't we just do it as 1 meeting? Can you update the board on next Tuesday on that?
Yes.
You and Wendy and explain the rationale.
Yeah.
So I'm fine with that. I'll buy into that. And that's it. And then the summary and next steps, you're gonna handle that.
Yeah, I'll have the summary and next steps for you. We'll get that because that will include all those focus groups that will, once we get this done, I'll start doing a vision and I'll give you a vision statement that you can start talking about. But also along with that, I think we start setting up what those focus groups are, who we invite, when are they going to be, how are we going to do it? We'll get that because that's going to be really important information.
And they should all be open to the public anyway, like, so
Yes.
anybody, anywhere in town that has an interest in any of those subjects can attend.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, we've always
I
been
know.
inclusive. We don't,
Yeah.
I run everything open door.
Good.
All right, so let's go through your agenda you had. So name the event. I don't know, I would call it more just,
How about this?
is that you?
Yeah. I had to make a flyer, so I made one, Donna, but I haven't shown you yet.
Oh,
You make a flyer
Yeah,
or,
that was for this, to hang around town.
oh, okay.
I think people need to realize it's linked to the comprehensive plan, or it's
Mhm.
just another community outreach that,
Right.
the health center does, or.
I think we just make it simple, comp plan kickoff meeting.
Yes, perfect.
Comp plan kickoff
Yep.
meeting, comp plan, I just think that's. Comp plan,
Rangeley comprehensive plan kickoff.
yeah. Is that okay? I mean, it's not very flamboyant.
yeah.
People need to
But I
realize.
think even, it's a kickoff meeting, so a lot of times people will come to those because they're like, okay, I wanna know what's going on.
Yeah.
Comp plan.
I just think
kickoff
it
meeting,
needs a
almost
name.
gets alliteration there.
What did you say, Donna?
I think it just needs a name, you need to say what it is.
Alright, comp plan kickoff meeting,
Mhm.
it's got a lot of C's in it there.
Catchy.
Well, the C, or the CK.
CCC.
CK, whatever, okay. Alright, we already decided 1 meeting with snow date is 2/1. Meeting speakers, we already went over, we're gonna do real estate. Tourism, recreation / economy,
Hmm.
and then state of the town. And then. The wind and date, and the snow date. anyone
No
interested?
forestry
No
though.
forestry, you wanna scratch that? Isn't that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got the timber this year anyways, the way it's going.
I mean, it could be part of the economic discussion and at a later date.
Or one of the focus ones, Wendy.
Exactly.
Yeah, we could do a. Alright, So we're gonna do it at the school. We're all set there. Did you and Sean connect yet, Donna?
No,
Not the grant
I
would-
have his,
I got you his contact info, correct?
Yeah, she has.
yeah, for the tax,
Sean's got it marked off and they've got it all set at the school. so-
okay, okay, good.
Okay. The topics you've outlined seem good.
Yeah, that was really more for the content of the poster that,
So we don't have to revisit. Steve's already looked at this or not?
this goes into a little more detail than, but I
Are we checking off
Think
all
that
the
it's-
boxes he was concerned with?
think so.
Okay, that's all I need to know. So posters around town. Wendy, you're working on that?
Mm-hmm. That looks good,
Individual
by the way.
invitations.
Now,
So,
these invitations, this I think is extremely important because you don't want just one group of people there. You want a good diverse crowd so that you get a good diversity of comments. And so I think that the best way that I've seen that happen is that you talk it up and you make sure that you reach out to certain people,
who's going to
business.
chamber event next Monday?
I think I will be,
Okay,
yeah.
that's gonna put all the business owners in one room.
Mhm.
So Donna, I think it might, I was thinking the best way I find these work is if we divide up in Concord and made some phone calls. I think if you personally invite somebody.
Yeah.
And then we could do a follow-up email. We do have, Joe, you have a pretty comprehensive list of emails, right, of people?
Quite a few, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if you use mail merge or not, but we could take the poster there, do a mail merge. Send it. I do that a lot. It works pretty well. I have a list I can send to some of most of my business customers in town and that stuff, once we put together the collateral. So the chamber, yeah, we can invite down, developers. You've got the list of that, right, Joe? The ones that are working on stuff now, Matt Tier, all those guys.
Mhm.
Recreation. That's the Sunville Club, those people. I guess Saddleback. I don't know. I'm kind of,
I think they're mentioned in the current plan.
I
so-
think-
well, they were because I was like interviewed for like 2 meetings during it last time, but it was not like we were focused.
Well, I mean, I think a lot of the previous 2012 plan talked about regional outreach, and they're a big piece of our region, so I think
Right.
it should be at the table.
Yeah, I mean,
what they do impacts the town.
so,
Yeah,
Yeah, they should be at the table.
Mhm.
so who are we gonna get from there? I'm
Um,
thinking Matt Dietrich, cause he's their development guy like I was, cause I used to do these things.
He is, but he's not, I mean, he'll just need a heads up, he's not in Rangeley all the time. I can mention it to him, I'll see him tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah, we're doing a lot with Saddleback right now, so.
yeah, well,
I'll-
Cindy, do you wanna figure out who should get the word out to those? I don't,
Yeah, I mean,
Jonathan's in around and some,
but
but
he's
he's a 10,000 foot guy.
Yeah, so if not Matt, then yeah, there's another,
At least Sam Allen maybe?
Sam, yeah.
Cause Sam's doing the development for
Yeah.
Matt, the assistant. But does that make sense? I think personally, if you can reach out to Matt and
yeah,
say,
I'll
can
talk
you
with
get
him tomorrow.
somebody from the development department to come?
I'll talk with Matt tomorrow.
Alright,
and-
perfect.
Yeah.
Cause that's where I think it should come. I don't think we need 20 people here from
No, no, no,
Saddleback.
no,
I think we
no.
need one
I'll-
person.
I'll check.
I think it's always good to have some young people there.
Yeah, we
Yes.
can get it advertised at the school there and encourage
Yeah.
kids there. And then the property owner's best from away is, you have the tax list, right, Joe? You can set, do we have a way to email, do you email tax bills at all, or is everything
No.
hard copy?
Think about paper.
Do we wanna send a postcard to every taxpayer and just get it out there? That's what I'd do.
Yeah, let's,
That's not gonna cost much if you do you
A
do a bulk,
postcard?
right?
Yeah, it's $300.
Yeah, that's cheap money.
Mhm.
Let's send a postcard to every taxpayer about the event.
Ooh,
let's do it.
Well,
that's
if you're
marketing
gonna,
there.
What's
if
that,
you're
Donna?
if you're gonna do that, which I think is a good idea, should you also include something about the survey?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we put on there about the survey, but if you
QR
If you
code.
got
Yes.
the QR code
Yeah.
for the survey, keep it real simple in the postcard, say, we'd like you there. Also.
Yeah.
Donna, can you get the Zoom link to Joe sooner than later of what it's gonna be for that night? Joe has it? All right.
Joe
perfect.
has it, yeah.
Who's gonna generate the postcard? I don't mind doing it
If you don't mind putting the collateral together for it, and then we should be able to just, do you have a way in your system to stamp all those with
I
the
think so.
addresses?
Hang on a second. Stand by.
I like the data, sorry, that's kind of funny.
You can download a mailing list onto any of those online postcard sites, you know, from the tax, your tax file.
It's all in Trio, isn't it?
If it's in Trio, you should be able to pull it, and print it. Well, the other thing is that you can do, yeah, I know that you can send just to the zip code in Rangeley, you can upload the files and they'll print the postcard and send it right to US Postal Service.
We can figure out how to do it.
But I wanna make sure every taxpayer is notified.
But it's usually good too to call them out because you probably have multiple of the same, you know, like CMP probably has several accounts and, you know,
Larry Coop. A lot of
Just
people,
send
a
them
lot of people have multiple property owners, so
Yeah, Mark Beauregard.
yeah, if there's a way to get,
Well,
right,
I know I have a PDF of, I pulled a PDF of the whole tax record. If we pull the alpha PDF of everything, and if you've got that in Excel, Joe, and then just scrub, if it's in alphabetical order, you should be able to delete all the duplicates and then just get it sent out. Cause I can tell you what, if Mark gets 12 postcards, we'll hear about it.
right. It makes people mad.
Yeah,
It does, it's,
Is that's kind of gotta be done in fairly short order, like,
Like
that would need to go out the end
yesterday.
of next week at the latest.
Yeah,
Can you look into that?
I will definitely look into it.
It doesn't take long to make a postcard though.
Yeah, I mean, if you, can you work on the collateral of
I
that?
can do all that
If
stuff.
you don't mind, Wendy, you got time and you got the talent, so. So Wendy's gonna put together the collateral, and then, so on one page, I would just do whatever you're gonna do here on one thing, and on the inside, half of it, the address, the other half have the QR codes and the links. Does that work?
And this is just notification for the meeting plus the
The survey.
information for the survey, and that's it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
And what about a snow date? If, are we, cause that,
I think it was the next day, I think that's what's.
I know, but did we decide on that?
I think.
Yeah, that it's February 1st and I guess we just have to check the Rangeley website that if it's put off until February 1st because of snow, then we'll put it on the website. That's where they find it. Can it go on the homepage, Joe?
It'll go on the calendar on the homepage, yep. It'll also be on
Okay.
Facebook.
Okay, just so that people know where to find it.
Yep.
Okay,
Okey dokey.
Okay, all right, so we've beat that horse pretty good.
Yeah, we did.
All right, set up and clean up. How do you want the room set up, Donna?
well, I think we would just do auditorium style because.
Do like a table up front with, are we gonna put the whole board up front? Are we gonna put just the committee up front?
I would think we would put like the committee on an angle off to one side and.
The
and we're-
panel in the middle?
Yeah, and we'll need the, the projector the screen is really gonna be important.
Yeah, the screen's all set and it's set in a certain spot where it is right now.
Right, and we wanna keep everyone having good access to that screen,
Yeah,
so
so the way
I
it's
don't
set
want
up,
the board facing the audience and then the screen behind you.
Obstructing the screen.
yeah, the
right?
way it works right now is if you can vision, it's a square room. Back third is full of tables, so we don't have it. The on the right side, left side is the screen as you're looking into it. And when we run school board, we do a U shape. And then the
Okay.
public sits towards the middle to the back of the room, and then everybody can see it. Those sitting at the table can turn around if they need to look at something. And so we only have 5 committee members, right?
Mhm.
And then we have 3, the speakers, are they just gonna stand up? I find people are more quick and efficient if they have to stand up.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we have everybody just kind of stand up in the
Just
in
have
the
a
front, and
podium
then
there.
Donna, you have the room, and then we'll just do, what, 100 chairs maximum? I don't think we'll need more than 100 chairs.
Yeah, we won't.
Is there a podium in that room?
No, I can see if there is one. Do you wanna talk, you've got Sean's contact, you can tell Sean what you want, Jeff and Sean will work it out.
Okay. Okay. Do you
Alright.
think 100? Do you think you could get 100 people to show up?
Depends,
I think that'd be great.
if the way the wind. Well,
Yeah.
well, if we can throw a red herring out in the ad, then get our people to show up.
Free beer and chicken, that'll do it.
So if you want a cement, you don't want a cement mixer in the middle of Rangeley, or you don't want
Been there, done it.
5,000 small town units with 3 wheat shops, then people will show up. So who knows? I can tell you this, if we get a major snowstorm like we did today, and we had it tonight, it would be a flop, because
Right.
there'd be 50 people out there moving snow,
Right.
especially if a cold freeze is coming, so we have no idea.
Right.
You get
Right.
lucky, may not, if we get 50 people there, I'll be ecstatic.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 I would
And if
be
we get-
thrilled with 50.
If we
100
get
would
20
be.
on Zoom, then great, but.
Yeah.
I think we might get quite a few on Zoom, which
I think.
if they're coming, if we can get the word out to them pretty well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So as soon as we got this finalized today, Joe, it'd be great if we can get it right up front and center on the website.
Do we have to submit
In the
a floor
announcement
plan
section.
to Sean for him to set the room properly, or?
Well, yeah, I just need to tell, I think I got an idea what we do, we just basically, there'll be the school board setup without the U tables, we'll just leave the one table over to the right side for the committee
Okay,
at an angle.
With a-
I can get there
And is
early,
there a po-
help set it
With a
up.
podium.
with a podium.
I'll see if we got a podium, I'll ask Jeff.
And you can just get one from Erin Perkins, the music, the music
If she
department.
has one,
Yeah, she does in her office.
well, then we got a podium, it's right
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
Okay, we're all set.
There's one in the building somewhere, because we've used it.
Right.
Yeah, we'll be fine then. Okay. Anything else, Donna? Sean can arrange the recording for you.
Okay, that's awesome.
Well, if you do,
Um,
do you have a Zoom Pro account or whatever you
So we're
have?
gonna use the town.
I do, yes.
You use the town Zoom, which you can record with.
We will record.
Yes, okay, so we're covered there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you're gonna also so Donna, Joe, and Sean will coordinate.
Yeah.
We already have an email thread going.
Good, okay. I don't need to be in the middle of that.
Snacks, I saw that on the list.
so the 24th,
I don't think, no.
What was that, Donna?
the 24th is the next meeting.
Yes.
Yeah,
So what I'd like to do for that meeting is a run through. I will send you out a copy of the questions that I've prepared but do a run through with the committee
I don't know if 24 is gonna work. for
of
me.
the questions.
Okay,
And we can change it all, but I want to do a run through with it so that
Well, then-
everyone's comfortable.
I would rather bump the meeting to that Monday, the 29th. That gives a little more time for deliverables and we can run through everything. And that's the fifth one.
Okay, so on the 24th, then I'll give you a paper copy of the,
24th, I'd like to see, if we can, as many of the materials sent to us and we'll meet on the 29th. I don't want to meet on the 24th.
oh, okay.
So there is a meeting in here at 4:30.
On the 29th?
Yeah.
What's that?
That's airport.
They always meet the last Monday?
Yeah.
Okay, how long is that meeting?
Usually it takes about half an
Do we need to meet? There's really
I
not
guess
much
that
to
we need
meet.
to meet. We need to meet in advance. I mean, I want you to I can have, yeah, so you don't want to meet on the 24th
I don't.
or the 23rd? No?
I could
I-
do maybe the 22nd.
I can't do that.
I want you to see the questions.
But I mean, if you want us to see the questions,
Yeah, yeah. So,
why can't we just get them emailed to us?
so
That's
I'll
the
just
reason
send you
we-
out the questions and you'll see if you like them.
Yeah, I mean,
And if you think we need to meet,
well, my whole thing is, Donna, is you're the expert at this. You come with good credentials. You've outlined what you think is gonna work. We've given you quite a bit of input to this point. That I think if you wanna spin up the questions and send them out, if anyone's got any comments, they can send them back to you. And if there's anything you've got to
Okay.
debate, then we can choose whether or not we need to meet.
okay, well, you have a list of questions already.
Right.
So if you're comfortable with that, I mean, it certainly doesn't cover every topic out there, but I think it hits the big ones.
Strengths,
So-
weaknesses, what type of housing future,
Yeah,
how important is hospitality. I think you've covered it pretty well.
okay,
I mean,
okay.
to me, I wanna be efficient with your time and everybody's time. And we've gotta do, we're doing this meeting and then we're gonna have another meeting on the 31st. So I mean, I guess. And to me, I really don't see we can do much more until after we get through the visioning meeting. Do you?
Okay, so
I mean, what's the
my
other board members
plan-
think?
If Donna needs help facilitating the meeting, I just wanna know how we can best support her. You know, I don't wanna go in there not knowing the best way to make the meeting flow well. You know,
Well,
that's my only,
let's talk about it now.
yeah.
We've got time.
So I had come up with a list of, I'm sort of developing a list of jobs.
Okay,
And, things that I need people to do. And originally it would be, I would want you being present at a group if we broke into groups, but we're not doing that now. So what I can do is just, as I go along and I come up with a job, I'll get you a list of jobs the week beforehand. I don't think we have to have a meeting on that. But I think, it would be helpful if people could say, okay, I'll take care of this, this, and this. My plan is to be in Rangeley the better part of that week.
Because you have other
'Cause,
things.
Yeah, cause just to be there, I want to see the room beforehand, just, and cause I love to go to Rangeley too. And so it's a good excuse. And,
What if we, I mean, there's no we're not passing out any materials, correct?
right.
So really, if we met. The event's at 6, if we met at 4:30 at the school ahead of time. If there's anything else you needed to update or question, we could cover it there, or does that not give you enough time?
No, I think last minute, that works.
I mean, to me, it's not overly complicated. I mean, I realistically think that where we're at already right now, with your polling software and that if I said, okay, we're gonna do this meeting in an hour, we could do it.
mhm.
I feel like we're there.
Oh, okay,
But but we want you to be comfortable, so if you feel that you need more time with us. Part of the reasons, we talked about this in bringing in a consultant such as you. Was because you guys do this all the time
Mhm.
and can lead the way with that. I've done a few of these, I get how they work, and everything you've outlined here, I think fits fine.
okay,
Steve
okay.
is here tonight, because I know sometimes he can be an outlier. So,
Can I clarify just one thing as I look at the outline here? So once the introductions and the speakers have done their thing. My understanding is that Donna, you will then facilitate the meeting, right? You're going to.
Yeah.
Yes,
Donna grabs the reins after that, and then
Yes.
goes through the whole thing.
Got it.
I'm just gonna
Yes.
invite everybody, introduce people,
Yep.
And then Don's gonna lay the groundwork. We're gonna do the little trend discussion with my intros. And then Donna grabs the ball and carries us the rest of the way.
Yeah.
One question, Cindy had mentioned this earlier about the people that arrive late to the meeting, and I know that we didn't say handouts, but we did say handouts prior about how to use the polling software, just a little, this is how you use it, a few of them at the table. Is that gonna be needed too?
You know what we'll do? I'll print up little things
Okay,
that have it, but it's also on every slide.
okay,
So on every slide at the top, you should see the instructions and how to,
Well, maybe that can be one of the jobs we assign is when the committee members kind of stay there to deal with the late people, stragglers come in and say,
exactly.
hey, thanks for coming. We've already started. This is the polling software information.
Mhm.
We're already,
It's not-
this point.
Not
which
everyone's
I-
gonna be able to see the slide.
No, I agree. So,
All right,
and you know, we also want to make sure, we want to have somebody checking people in. And the reason for that is if they want to have their email added to a list so that you're developing an email group for this project, which I think you should. You don't want them writing their own email because
well, you don't want me writing it either.
I have done this and it's you can't read them.
Right.
You can read about half of them.
It'd be better if somebody was sitting with a laptop and typed it in. Is that, do you think would that be an unreasonable request to get Marty or Tracy to come to that event?
I think that's reasonable.
And just have them sit there, because they know a lot of people too,
Mhm.
and just sit there and kind of check everybody in.
So
And then
Marty,
we're gonna
think you
start
have
right
to-
at 6, Donna, right?
Okay, yeah, I like
So this
that.
is what my thought is, it'd be like, come early, get settled. We open the doors at 5:30, so some people get there early, they can get there and get settled, say the meeting will start promptly at 6, please be on time.
Yeah.
Maybe you can somehow fit that in with the
doors
8.
open at 5:30?
Yeah, doors open 5:30 and start the meeting at 6.
Sure.
So would that work? Would you feel comfortable if we said, okay, committee members, we'll do a huddle at like 4:30
Yeah,
at the school. You can tweak anything that you want. I can be there even earlier at 4. We get everything set, 4:30 to 5, we go over stuff. We got a whole hour before the doors open,
Mhm.
and we can fix anything that you might want to tweak.
yeah.
Is that comfortable for you? I don't know, I kind of like with these public meetings, I kind of like it a little bit loose in form, because I think you get the real authentic stuff with that, but I don't want you to feel like you're just placating us as a customer. I want you comfortable with it.
Yeah, no, I'm quite comfortable with it, and I like the
Okay.
fact that you folks are gonna be there to talk to people and, because it's important.
I think when we do the huddle up at 4:30 with
Yeah.
our team, then we know everybody's there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And the other thing, Donna, we do stuff with Google Sheets. And
okay,
Jill can connect you with that, so if you wanna make a Google Sheet with the job things, and everybody can go in and input their stuff.
okay,
Got everybody's email, so you can share that with all of us. Then if you
Okay.
put the jobs up there, people can grab what job they want.
okay.
I assume if you got me up front, there's probably not, once the meeting starts, I'm kind of stuck, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, having you there says that this is Rangeley's project, if it's just consultant, it looks like it's,
Yep,
it just doesn't have that homegrown feel, and I want that homegrown feel because it is.
okay.
So.
Is there anything else that you'd like us to cover with you today?
I can't think, I'm looking at my list and I'm feeling quite comfortable with it because.
I think you've done a great job. It looks pretty straightforward.
When I
think
think
it lets
something,
some flexibility.
I send Joe an email, or I can pick up the phone and call Joe.
Yep,
And if I need to do something, we'll figure it out.
everyone's checking the email on a regular basis with this team. I
Oh, yeah,
haven't
yeah.
noticed any issues there. So I
Alright,
think,
I'll get better. I'll do better.
No, I think for the most part, I've been fine. I haven't noticed a lack
Okay.
of anything, Cindy. So, so we've gone over the consultant agenda items. We've mapped things out. Our next meeting date will be that January 31st with the February 1st. Joe, you are going to update the board
I will.
from what we discussed, the change of the meeting format, because I told them differently.
They will understand.
Which, I don't know, not everybody was, Wendy was there because she's on the board, but it's just me and her at the board meeting, but I
I
did do
zoomed
an
in.
update. Yes, you did do that, that's right. I think it was fine. I think the other members, it was only 3, so it was kind of a bummer. But I think we got them, I didn't hear any objections to what we're
No,
doing.
I don't think the board has any objections,
no.
you know.
None that
And I
I'm
think
aware
they'll
of.
understand, you know, merging the meetings as well.
Yeah, and
It
this,
just makes
it gives
more
us,
sense.
it also gives us a reset button if there's a weather issue.
Mhm.
And I think we'll just kind of play it by ear and then make the decision, game time decision.
All right, for this flyer though, I'm gonna change the title of it to, I wrote it down somewhere. What did you wanna call it? The comprehensive?
Kickoff meeting?
Comprehensive plan kickoff
Kickoff.
event.
Okay, comp plan kickoff, okay. I'll just read it to you and I can send it to you, Donna. What I put is, there's an aerial view of the village of Rangeley. And in the blue box, it says Rangeley Public Input Session. We are updating our comprehensive plan and your thoughts are important to the future of Rangeley. Next block of text below that says, this first visioning session led by the town's consultant and the comprehensive plan review committee will include a brief presentation and ample opportunity to share your thoughts about Rangeley's future. Then on the right-hand side below the photograph, it says, join us Wednesday, January 31st from 6 to 8, and I'll change it so the doors are open at 5:30 in the school cafeteria. I didn't put the street address because I figured everyone would know where the school is. Do you think we should?
I don't know if we need to from a
Okay.
legality standpoint, do we? 43 Magnolia.
All right, I might put it in. For a look at our current comprehensive plan visit, and I put the town's website, I said questions, call the town hall main line.
The only thing I would maybe put, instead of just school cafeteria, I'd put RLRS. Get school cafeteria, just so that.
Okay, and then I'll,
The other ones might show up at the across the street.
yeah, why not?
That was the school.
Are you okay with something like this?
Yeah, it's simple, it's to the
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, it looks great.
It
It's
looks
just
great. Thanks
You
for-
know, maybe snow dates, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Put the
date.
snow date, 2/1/24. Additional
Should we-
information at the website.
Yep, I have that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
And
I think we're
everything-
good.
Okay,
Donna, are we missing anything for you?
I don't think so. Hey, Wendy, on that, do you think we should remind people to bring their cell phones or ask people to, I mean, usually you have to ask them to shut them off. We're gonna
Right.
ask them to turn them on.
yeah,
Maybe-
I can put that in a star bullet over the photograph, just so
Yeah.
it stands out and doesn't get lost in a sea of text.
Yeah.
I'd almost do it in a way that just says, you know, we'll be doing polling using cell phones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a good idea of how to do
Yeah,
that, yeah.
I'm sure you'll whip up something, but something that
Yeah.
makes people.
It's
go,
gotta
"Oh."
stand out.
Well, we want people to be like, oh, this, I'm hoping people just come to see like, how's that polling work?
exactly.
Right,
So-
I agree.
Yeah, I think it worked great. So thanks for doing the demo for me. I'm a big fan of proof of concept, so,
Yeah, sure.
alright. If there's nothing else, then is there anything else to bring in front at this time? We can go back and talk about the task list, but I think we still let's get through the visioning and then we'll go back to that.
I had one question about this flyer. Did you want this QR code for the survey on the flyer too, or is it too much information?
That's a
Yeah,
good
let's
question.
put that, we'll have that in the room.
Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah, leave it off.
I think
I'm
it'll,
I'm afraid people think it's a substitute
Right.
for
exactly.
going to the meeting.
agree.
I wanted to bring it up and I wanted to make sure I felt the
It is a
same.
good question, because I was thinking that, I'm like, could we consolidate, but then,
Yeah,
Like you've already got this thing going around, but I would just make, if this is the draft you gave us, Joe, I would just make the meeting dates for the kickoff meeting down here, I'd make it bigger and less text.
Mhm.
Just say,
yeah, that was very preliminary, just.
No, it's great.
Just to show you. what
Yeah,
we're
it's
thinking.
it's out there,
It's out there.
I like that.
And then can you also mention it at the public workshop? There'll be a few Aquasic people here for
I
next.
hope so. Hope so.
I'll be there too, so. All right, if there's nothing else, Donna, we can let you go.
Thanks.
Okay,
Thanks
Thank
for
you,
your
Donna.
time. Great
all
job.
right. Good to see everyone.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right,
See you, Donna.
anything else to bring forward? Other than that, we'll adjourn. You have anything else?
None. I didn't hear the motions.
I need a
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
All right, good meeting, Chris.
5:10.